Welcome back to Cavs HQ, driven by Ganliato, Mike Snyder, along with Brad Sellers. And Brad, we're going to go back to D.C. Coach Lou has seen the Cavs play some very good basketball. He also had a special honor last week. Let's go back to Rafa Hernandez-Brito with the coach.
Thank you, Mike. We continue from Washington, D.C., and John Michael is gone, so I could probably just start with Bienvenidos a Cavs HQ, joined by Coach T. Lou. Should I do it in Spanish, Coach, or should we?
I can help you out in Spanish. I wish I could.
Like I always say, my favorite Mexican in Cleveland, Coach T. Lou. We have a lot to talk about, but I want to go back to the night in Nebraska. You getting your jersey being retired. How special was that moment to see that number 10 go up into the rafters? Only the 4th jersey retired in the history of Nebraska.
Well, it was very special, and just shows all the hard work that I put in over the years of, growing up in Mexico, Missouri, on the basketball court by myself, and moving to Kansas City, going to high school in Kansas City, and then getting to Nebraska and putting in the hard work and the dedication, and it paid off. And they showed me that by, retiring my jersey.
Number 10 is the number you wore in honor of your uncle, Jay Graves, who played with the Globetrotters, and his basketball career was cut short because of injury. He was present, and is that the full circle of your honoring him, just having that number being raised up in the rafter?
Yeah, it was. And, I said that in my speech is, he was the reason why I played basketball. I idolized him growing up. He wore number 10. And the crazy thing about my career, I've been on 7 different NBA teams, and I've had the opportunity to have number 10 every single time. So that number has been a blessing for me. And he's the reason why I chose number 10. I idolized him growing up, and it was great that he can be present, at the jersey retirement, and I dedicated that night to him.
It was a very special night for Coach Lou, and we all know you are very much a family man, and that's something you and I share in common. I'm a mama's boy. I talk to my mother 2-3 times a day whenever I can. To me, it was awesome to see you and your mother at the White House, but also last night, the night that the jersey was retired, it was you basically showing your mother that all her efforts, all her sacrifice had actually paid off, the title, as a player, as a coach. But to have her present that night with a ton of family members, Coach, I think it is very amazing.
Well, it was important to me because everything she's been going through this last year and a half, with the cancer, and for her to fight through it and then be able to enjoy going to the White House and meeting Barack Obama, President Obama, and then, having the chance to come to my jersey retirement, come to half court, and when they present me with the plaque, she was right there beside me, holding hands. So that was big, for me. That was big for my grandmother being there, my sister, my uncles, aunties. So I had 20 family members there. My dad was there. So it was just a big accomplishment, but it was also big that everyone could experience it and enjoy it with me. So, for my mom to fight through everything she's been going through, and then growing up how we grew up, and then now to get to this point, it's been unbelievable.
And the fact that it came after a win at the Q, I think it made it also special. No, the fact that the month of January was over. But I wanted to talk to you about John and Joe. We're talking about the game in Washington last night, and for the second time in your head coaching career, you get a technical that you had nothing to do with.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, I know that. What I mean, you got one last season as well. But I think it was Coach Drew that.
But last night it wasn't my technical.
Okay, but
yeah. So what happened was Tristan. We had a blown coverage on the. They ran Horn's chest, so they set a flare screen for Bradley Beal. We were supposed to switch out, and we didn't switch out. Otto Porter, I think. And we didn't switch out, so Tristan was hollering switch, but we didn't. So the bench was going crazy. So he's arguing with the bench, and he's going crazy on the bench, and the referee gives him a technical foul. So I'm like, he wasn't even talking to you. He was talking to the bench, and he still gave him a technical foul. So it wasn't me who got a technical.
You reacted like, what did I say?
No, I reacted like he was talking to the bench. He wasn't even talking to you. And the referee, he overreacted, and so Tristan got a technical foul. So it wasn't me that time.
You have played, Coach, with some of the best players in the history of the NBA, and now you have the honor to be coaching one of probably the best player of this era in LeBron James. Does it get old to see, is it surprising anymore to see him pull the kind of stuff he pulled at the buzzers?
Oh, no, it's not surprising at all. That's what he does. And, I talked about the other day about the Super Bowl, Bill Belichick being one of the greatest coaches of all times in all sports. And, sometimes greatness just takes over, and Tom Brady took over. You know, Bill Belichick didn't have a lot to do with that win they had the other night. And that's kind of how it was, you know, last night with LeBron making that shot, with Kyrie making the shots that he made. You know, sometimes greatness takes over. You just got to put guys in position to be successful, and then they got to take over from there.
Before we go, the play in the finals, you always said that the plan was for Kyrie to drive to the hoops, but he decided to take the shot. Was that the same case last night?
The plan.
He had to tie it anyway.
Yeah. The plan is to get him, you know, on the right wing where he can get an ISO situation and take advantage of what he does. And he was able to do it last night. He did it in the finals, which was one of the biggest shots in, you know, NBA Finals history. And so that's just who he is. And we want to get him to that spot, to that position where he can go one-on-one, where he's tough to stop.
Well, the bus is warming up. We need to head to the airport to head to Indiana. Coach Tillou, thank you for joining us on Cavs HQ. We'll throw it back to the studios.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Rafa and Coach. I tell you what, Brad, what strikes me about Coach Lou being around him, he's just real. He is who he is. You can see why he relates so well with his team.
Well, he's a great guy, and then you just saw it right there in the piece, Mike. He stays grounded in the ground, and when he retired his jersey, he had his entire family there with him, and then honored his mother, because those of us that have kids and know what it's like, she probably took him to all the camps and all the things that make him give him the ability to play basketball at that level, and this is a part of his repayment back to her and the family.
That was great stuff. Great moment there, and the highest honor you can have as an athlete to have your jersey retired, right?
Absolutely. So big kudos to Coach Lou. He's a great guy. I mean, he's a great fit for this organization, and has done everything we thought he would do when he got a chance to run the show.
Brad Sellers, it's been fun. Thank you. It's always good to be with you. We thank Campy. We thank Boo. We thank J. Mike Rafa, Coach Lou, for being with us today. Another edition of Cavs HQ. We thank you for being with us on Fox Sports Ohio and the Elk and Elk NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers Radio Network.